Hey, Adonis Lindsay here with CTN right here in Nashville. We're here with the Wonder Project as they get ready to premiere The House of David Season 2 here on the red carpet. We're excited to meet everybody tonight, and we're just excited to bring it to you.
David, what you have done here will never be forgotten.
From this day forward, you will join the House of Saul.
Are you ready to be a commander of men?
David, there's one more obstacle between you and the throne. If we do not act, we will lose everything.
The great king is fair and compassionate.
You have my heart. You always will.
Those men would follow you into the fires of hell.
They will crown that boy today if they could.
I'm the chosen.
God favored me. He always has. This is finished, Samuel.
No, Saul. It is just beginning.
He invited chaos into our home.
He's the threat.
David is a danger to himself and our family.
Decisions have consequences.
Struggle lies.
We have been deceived. The traitor you seek has been in your house the whole time. Right in front of you. No more deception that some will choose you.
No, God chose me.
You know, sometimes as a filmmaker, you just got to trust that if you love a story and it's meaningful to you, that it'll be meaningful to other people as well. And, you know, I love the story of David and Goliath, and I love the Bible, and it's been a huge part of my life. And what filmmaker doesn't dream of telling the story of David and Goliath, you know?
I mean, it's obviously an epic and very famous story. It is the origin of the hero's journey in many ways. So if you love Luke Skywalker or Spider-Man, you know, that's probably, it has roots in the David story. But also, like, everyone in the world knows the words David and Goliath, but not a lot of people know his whole story. So we wanted to tell it in as authentic and entertaining a way as we could.
Can one stone change the course of history?
Cowards! Send me your champion! Goliath!
Can one act of defiance create the legend?
So can you tell our audience just what was your vision behind all of this in the beginning?
Well, you know, John Irwin and I have partnered on a lot of movies and a lot of projects together, and we wanted to do a version of King David that we had never really seen, the version that we felt like we would want to watch.
So I feel very lucky to have done it, and also very lucky to have waited this long, because I needed to build up the resources of skill and the team around me. And so I hope we've done the story justice, and it's just so, it's such an amazing thing to be a part of this year of the Bible. You know, it's just really a return of this kind of content, and with stuff like this and The Chosen, and so very grateful to be a part of that journey.
And we made the version of the show that we would love to watch, and hopefully everyone else loves it as well.
I will tell you the story of David, a simple shepherd boy.
Why do my brothers get to fight? And I'm stuck here.
David, you are not a man of blood.
An outcast who became one of the most famous kings who ever lived.
Okay, first and foremost, I have to say that it's beautiful.
Yeah.
When have we ever had a depiction of one of the most influential people in the Bible?
Yeah.
There's so many stories where people are like, oh, David, I'm a David. It's my David season. And it's like, all right, brother, I see you at the top of the rooftop. You better start playing games.
Yeah.
First of all, season 1 was so great. I just was finishing up actually the final episode before I came over here, and I was like glued to my screen. It was so good.
Oftentimes as Christians, we don't allow ourselves to like visually like see the Bible imaginatively, right? And so I think the team at Wonder did a great job of just bringing the pages of the Bible to life. I think maybe one of the best things about the House of David is the fact that you've got artistic excellence. You've got also a type of poetic display, and it's just beautiful. So you've got an authenticity of the biblical text that's represented and visualized in a compelling way. And honestly, it brings the Bible alive.
To life.
But this is the first time I've ever really been able to see it firsthand.
Yes.
So all the stories, every time I've ever told a kid's Bible story, I'm like, oh yeah, this is King David.
Yeah.
I have a physical representation. And I think that that's the coolest thing within itself.
Yeah.
For me as an artist, I want to plunge the depths. I want to understand, like, you know, we don't experience pain in a frothy way. We experience deep, deep pain.
Real way.
And
yeah.
so if the faith-based storytelling, if Christians are telling stories in ways that feel like they're not actually accessing my pain and the depths of that, then I don't believe in the redemption. The hope is not as big as it should be. And so for me, when I was able to watch this series and some others like The Chosen, and there's just some really beautiful work out there right now in this faith-based space, I'm going, oh my God, I'm coming alive. I'm so excited. The fact that, Lord, I can actually see myself in some of these stories. I can see they're not afraid of going into the depth of the pain.
I've seen so many depictions of the Bible that's been not necessarily my style. I love reading the Bible. I love studying the Word of God. But to see House of David come to life in season 1, I'm so excited to see what comes out of season 2, just because House of David season 1 spoke to me in a way that just was incredible, and it blew me away, and I've watched it twice now.
There are stories that anybody has heard. You can be a Christian or not a Christian, you know, kind of David and Goliath, but now to fill in all the dots and to kind of get a visual expression of it is pretty amazing. They've done an excellent job.
I asked for a champion. You come against me with a stick, you will become the victim of my wrath. Give me another. Another.
We are now trying to present the old stories and to give them meaning and, you know, these big characters, these big archetypes. And I feel that the modern audiences could look at it and maybe, you know, because these are kind of the pillars of societies in many ways. So they could see it and maybe understand, you know, a couple ideas about how we are as human beings and how the idea of who we are and what we are, it goes back for like, you know, up until biblical times and probably like way beyond that. And it's just like it's to see other humans and how we are all connected in that sense.
The storytelling is beautiful, the artwork is beautiful, the cinematography is beautiful. As a photographer and videographer, I'm like eating this up. It's beautiful.
ולא שמחת אוי ואי לי אדוני אדוני. The whole point of David is the heart. David is known as the man after God's own heart. When Samuel goes to choose David and anoint him as king, God says, don't look at his outward appearance, look at the heart. And so I hope people take that in their day-to-day lives to just, you know, look at people's hearts and to judge by the heart and by the soul and the spirit rather than any outward appearance.
My king, I will fight the giant.
Fight him with the same spirit you bring into this room.
The Bible is the greatest story that's ever written, and so if we're going to do projects that are going to put that on display, they should be done with excellence. And the Wonder Project and House of David have done that incredibly.
I'm Alexander Loom, and you're watching CTN.
It is not over. You missed much of the battle, King. Now the battle comes to you.
Chish, son of Mauch. You do me great honor. Honoring you is not my intent.
WHTN is delighted to unveil our podcast studio. This space is specifically designed to bring both professionalism and comfort to your podcasting experience. Whether you're looking for a studio space to rent or a full podcast service, WHTN is the place for you. Equipped with 4 microphones and a cutting-edge soundboard, our studio ensures a premium recording environment. In addition, we've crafted a comfy and quiet waiting room. Take a moment to unwind before your session, ensuring you step into the studio refreshed and ready. If you're looking for a full-service podcast experience, our skilled editing team is at your service. We handle the technicalities and editing, leaving you free to focus on creating captivating content. Ready to take your podcast to the next level? Secure your spot at WHTN's second floor podcast studio and let us make your podcasting dreams a reality.
I'm John, creator of House of David, and I want to answer your top 5 questions about the trailer. So, number 1, is it going to be accurate to the Bible? That seemed to be a trend in the questions. It's a great question. Amazon has decided to take a really big swing on this series and place creative control in the hands of believers. That was a non-negotiable item for us. We wanted to get the story right. So I want to assure you that we are doing our very best in researching the show. So you might ask, why in the world would Amazon Studios give creative control to believers? The answer is because our voices have been so loudly heard. So whether it's your support of Dallas' show, The Chosen, or movies like mine, like Jesus Revolution, the very basis of making it is our love of the material and deep belief in the Bible. I remember when some executives first started reading the scripts, they're like, these scripts are really good. I'm like, it's based off a bestseller, man. It'll change your life. I've read thousands of comments, and there seems to be some themes. So here's the top 5 questions from your comments on the trailer to House of David. Question number 2. Was David afraid? This was a fascinating discussion on social. There's a line in the trailer where he's asked, are you afraid? And he says, I'm terrified.
Are you afraid?
Terrified.
I believe in you.
And a lot of people say, read the Bible. He stepped out when he slayed Goliath and he was bold, he wasn't afraid. What I have learned is that, yes, David would have been afraid. When we filmed that scene, Martin Ford, he's 6'8", but when he's in costume with even the limited extras we had behind him, I was terrified. So yes, David would have been scared. And what I've learned is that when God calls you to do something, courage is really stepping beyond your fear. It's not being afraid. If God calls you to do something great, you're gonna be afraid. David was afraid, but David stepped beyond his fear and he stepped out into his calling.
I will fight the giant.
Goliath!
What the story taught me was that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the presence of a passion that is stronger than your fear. And David's passion for God was stronger than the fear he felt for that giant. But having dramatized this, I feel like, yes, he was afraid. But great question.
It's not about the greatness of the giant. It is about the greatness of God.
Okay, question number 3. Truth or legend? Great question. We use the word legend in the copy on the trailer. I think it's truth and legend. When true stories or true events or facts come to embody things that are bigger, eternal truths, they become legend, at least in my book. And so that's why we use that term, because I think David is a legendary true story. I'm John, creator of House of David, and I want to answer your top 5 questions about the trailer. Okay, this is a great question. Was David a role model? A lot of people are saying David wasn't a role model. Read the book. He did some very questionable things. That is true.
David, you are not a man of blood.
David's accomplishments, his heights, were as high as his depths were as low. Not a perfect character, complicated character, artist. There's a line in the series where the prophet Samuel says to David, your greatest war will be with yourself.
David, there is great power in you. This will be your blessing and this will be your curse.
I really love the stories of characters that have incredible flaws and problems in their life, but that God still uses. I feel that way. I mean, I've made a ton of mistakes. I've hurt people with the mistakes I've made. And what I love about David is he made some epic accomplishments, he also made some epic mistakes, but the way in which he came back and repented and the honesty in which he wrote down those words is profound and profoundly moving to me. And what I'm very inspired by with David is the way in which he found his way back to God and the way in which he wrote about it. The songs that we still sing. Psalm 40 that U2 originally wrote, for King and Country, is doing a version of that song for the credits. And the lyrics are, I waited patiently for the Lord, he inclined and heard my cry, lifted me out of a pit. To think that a king wrote that to his people is unbelievable to me, the honesty of that. So was he a role model? Yes and no. Some people are saying, I don't know if I'm gonna go to the theater to see this, John, or I might just wait to see this at home. Well, the good news is you don't have to, because it is coming to your home and to homes all over the world. This is a TV series, not a movie like the other things that I've made. It is coming to Prime Video globally, so you do not have to leave the comfort of your own home. So that is where and when you can see this video. So keep commenting. I am loving reading the comments to the trailer and blown away that in just over a week it's been viewed 20 million times. It's just beyond anything we could have ever dreamed, and I can't wait for you to see the show. It really is epic. Somebody asked me, John, does the show live up to the trailer? I'm like, yes, it does. I think it exceeds the trailer, so I can't wait for you to see more.
Stop. Are you enjoying the content that we put out here on CTN? Then you should let us know. You can reach out by scanning the QR code on your screen. We greatly appreciate it and look forward to hearing from you.
I'm Michael Iskander, and you're watching CTN.
David, don't disappear on me like that. Huh?
So my background is as a theologian. I got a PhD in biblical theology, and so I care deeply about the substance of what is being presented and the accuracy. And what I love about what the Faith Council has done is to kind of bring in some voices to give insight into the cultural, historical, social background of the Bible. So we're being creative, but we're also being faithful to the text.
I've heard it called emotional archaeology. It's one of those things where you're really trying to think about what would this have been like to live. It's not scripture, it's a love letter to scripture. My hope is that people will watch the show and they'll be more interested than ever in reading the Bible itself. What it's done for me and my faith is I've never read the Psalms this way before, because you don't really think about the life that David was living, the pressures he was under, and the questions he was asking when you read the Psalms.
Yeah, I mean, we're big fans of shows like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. And so obviously, this is a big Bronze Age period piece of kingdoms battling kingdoms and of the pursuit of the throne. So in that way, it is definitely in the genre of Game of Thrones. And it's got great epic action and massive landscapes and all of the palace intrigue and drama. But at the heart of it, it's a family story. It's House of David, and it's a story of siblings and parent-child relationships. And it's really rich with great conflict and good drama and a nice love story at the heart of it as well.
The Philistines have assembled. I saw the print of a hand, larger than a weaver's basket.
They have a giant. What?
Did you have to learn how to use a slingshot?
Yes, I had to. I like to think that my sling training started, many years ago. In high school, I did shot put and discus. And I was specifically good at discus. And later, when we started preparing for season 1, they brought on an amazing trainer. He goes by the YouTube name of Dash Rendar, and he would train me on how to use the sling. And I found that the same notes he would give me the same notes that my coach gave me back in high school. So within 3 days, we had it.
How did you prepare for this role? You know it's a Bible story, you probably read it, but how did you personally prepare for it?
Well, Eshbal is actually not really mentioned that much in the Bible because he kind of occupies this space in the history which isn't hugely sort of elaborated on. So for me, it was like, obviously I read the space in the Bible in which he appears, but it's actually much more about sort of working out where he sits in the sort of pecking order of the becoming the next king and that sort of thing, exactly the lineage. And just sort of how that would feel. So that's what the first season was about, the fact that he's sort of like under the presence of his older brother, the more kind of a royal one, and how that might feel, and then what happens in the second season in terms of his ambition and his sort of conflicts in terms of his love and his ambition.
David, there's one more obstacle between you and the throne.
If we do not act, we will lose everything.
Why did you feel it was important for you to take this role and be a part of it?
Well, it's an absolute honor to be part of the show to begin with.
Yes.
It was very important for me. I really like the character, King Akish. I get to be somebody I'm not.
Okay.
And
all right.
obviously, I mean, and I played him in such a way, what drew me to that character was just, it's very fascinating. He's very character driven. What drew me to him is just like he has its ups and downs. It's unpredictable.
Gotcha.
And I played him in a way as a villain in the beginning. But then the audience is gonna realize later on when David comes and becomes friends, they're gonna realize that the fact that I'm actually a human being. I had something happen to me in order for me to become the way I am.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes, I love that.
Absolutely.
That's real.
Yes.
That's real life.
Yes.
Every day, and people will connect with it.
And I gave it my all. I tell you, season 2, you guys are gonna see. I really laid everything on the line. After every scene that I did, I'm breathing hard and
you went all in.
All in. Yes, all in.
What you have done here?
Akish.
What is your character's biggest conflict in season 2?
I guess the pull between David and his father, where his loyalty lies, for sure. But I obviously don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also in the Bible, so it's not that much of a spoiler.
There's no spoiler to that.
But yeah, I would say that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, where his loyalties lie, and it becomes tough when it all heats up, and they're very much at odds, those two loyalties. So I think that makes a real compelling story for sure.
Those men would follow you into the fires of hell.
In filming that, and you're watching it, like you're watching scenes, can you tell us about any scene that really just, as you were filming that, directing it, it just really jumped out and grabbed you? You had to take a moment because it really hit you hard.
I gotta tell you what, in season 1, the anointing scene where Samuel anoints David is so incredibly powerful for me when I see it. Stephen Lang plays Samuel. He's just incredible.
Look at me, son of Jesse.
There's so many scenes between David and Michal that I love so much. There's really a lot of scenes that are, but doing the David and Goliath was an amazing thing to do. Yeah, watching that happen was pretty great.
Well, there's several. It's the beginning and end of the season. I love season 2. I think season 2 is bigger and more epic and better than season 1. But the whole of the first episode of season 2 is the aftermath of the David and Goliath battle.
David, what you have done here will never be forgotten.
and it's this enormous battle. And when you don't realize when you read the Bible that it's like 100,000 people. It was massive. And so dramatizing that was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I really hope we did it justice. It's pretty epic, and I can't wait for people to see it.
The great king was fair and compassionate.
You have my heart. You always will.
Those men would follow you into the fires of hell.
They will crown that boy today if they could.
What can viewers expect to see, story-wise, with season 1 and season 2?
Well, what they could expect to see is that they asked for something and they're getting it season 2. They asked for a lot of action and romance, so be prepared. I'm telling you, it's like season 1, but this one is on steroids.
Okay, viewers can expect action. They can expect to like see what it could have been like to be actually alive back in those Bible days and like live the life that people lived in, like all the different things that people could experience.
There's a lot going on in this season because after the war and David wins the war against Goliath, there's the aftermath of him coming back as a hero. And what it means for the king, what it means for the queen, what it means for the kingdom.
I feel like the viewers of House of David can expect a biblical depiction that isn't like anything that's been put out.
Well, season 1, the conflict, the obvious one was Goliath, but actually what Goliath represented is what we really address in season 2, which is David stepping into his destiny is going to come at a great cost. And so very often rising up to become a king means he's going to have to confront the current king who's sitting on the throne. So this is a season of king versus king.
It's like a portrait, you know, it's like, and it's just meant to draw people to the Bible itself. And that's my ultimate hope. My hope is that people will see the show and love it and then pick up the Bible for themselves, maybe for the first time.
What you have done here will never be forgotten.
From this day forward, you will join the House of Saul.
Are you ready to be a commander of men? David, there's one more obstacle between you and the throne.
If we do not act, we will lose everything.
The great king was fair and compassionate.
You have my heart. You always will.
Those men would follow you into the fires of hell.
They will crown that boy today if they could.
I am the chosen. God favored me. He always has. This is finished, Samuel.
No, Saul. It is just beginning.
You invited chaos into our home. He's the threat.
David is a danger to himself and our family.
Decisions have consequences.
So do lies.
We have been deceived. The traitor you seek has been in your house the whole time. Right in front of you.
No more deception that some will choose you.
No. God chose me.